I'm Suzanne Lacke, and I'm a painter. I live in Berkeley, California right now. After 40 years, I'm moving back to New York City, back to Brooklyn actually, and I have a huge amount of work. And my friends, Mike and Ursula and Catherine, said, "We want to have a show for you." At first I said, "Oh, I can't do that, I'm too busy." But they came and just took all my paintings out of the end of the hallway and brought them down here, and we hung them up. And it wasn't really something I decided, but it's really great for me, and I really appreciate what they did to get to see them all hanging over 40 years worth of painting. It's funny because sometimes individual paintings I look at and I think, oh, that's not very good, or that's not very good. But then to see them all together as a body of work, I think that it's all of a piece. It feels very good to see it all up. So when I was in New York, the subject matter of my work was often the human figure, portraits, the face. And it maybe just had to do with where I was, living in New York City and riding the subway every day and seeing people all the time. And then when I moved to California, I continued to work on the figure, but I also got very interested in the landscape, the shapes, the color, the light, which I fell in love with and felt like I just had to get out and paint. So I spent many years painting it. I think in a way the dresses maybe are sort of like self-portraits. As I paint them, I feel that there's some kind of a spirit inside of them, which maybe is me or someone else I know. I had a really dear friend, Bob Osserman. He was always very supportive of my art. He loved art. And so when he passed away, I did a painting of his jacket. And I don't know, just to look at it, because it was the jacket he always wore. And so just to look at it, at the folds and the way I remember him wearing it, it really brings back a memory of him. And I love painting it. There are some paintings that I am not selling, and I can't sell them. And that's not necessarily that they're the best paintings, but they're paintings that bring back memories for me. So this painting I was thinking wasn't very good, and I was going to sell it for probably, I don't know, for the, cheap. It was painted in 1982. This was my husband's hat. It was in our dining room, and we had this view out the window of this camphor tree. And I was so young, and my husband and I were both so young, and we had a beautiful young daughter, and I was painting, and it makes me feel that time all over again. I just found a little spot I really like. It's right here. I like that little spot in that painting. Painting and artwork, maybe any kind of artwork, is a record of your time, a record of your existence. And you've put it in there, and you've put it in there in paint and whatever material you've used, and there it is, concrete, a record of your existence. And so I can't part with those paintings. Thanks for that question, Ito. I love the landscape. I mean, it's almost, if I could paint that all the time, maybe I would. I like being up on the top of a hill and painting. And so, somehow I hiked up the hill with my easel on my back, and I can't remember how many I would work on at a time. I wasn't real old when I did it, but I wasn't young. Moving to New York is really exciting. It's scary, but it's really exciting. I'm 72, and I am taking on a big change in my life. I'm leaving friends who I love. I have to move 40 years of work, but I'm very excited about a new life. I always talk to students when they're doing the figure drawing to change their drawings, to keep altering them and changing them and developing them and learning from what they do wrong. So I think even within a piece of art, it's very important to change. Thank you everybody for coming and looking at my paintings, which that's what every artist wants, for somebody just to look. So thank you all for that. But I want to give also a special thanks to Mike and Ursula and Catherine for organizing this. And they just pulled all these paintings out of this end of the hallway in my house, dust-covered paintings. And I think one day we brought them all up here. So I love this California landscape and all of my friends and all of my students so much. And I will be back and not going to stay away. And everybody can come visit me in New York. Yeah.